the 2 and 3 men of Tobacco Road FC taking on the pride of Lionsbridge tonight in Pomoco Stadium, starting in just about 10 minutes' time. Soccer on the Peninsula here in Lionsbridge FC starts right now. I'm Rob Smith, joined by Patrick Garber. As always, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Lionsbridge FC as this pride team looks up to pick up another win here in the PDL coming into today's contest. I believe, Patrick, with a record of 1-2-2. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, you are right there, Rob.
And it'll be the men of Tobacco Road FC coming to the contest with a 2-3 record, both of them sitting around the middle of the pack in the South Atlantic Conference, or the South Atlantic Division, whichever you would like to call it. And these two teams going to be in action here. Start 7:08 start time, so we're getting things started with the pregame show. First and foremost, Patrick, happy Wednesday, and what are you looking forward to most in the midweek matchup?
Tonight, Rob, is a beautiful night for soccer here on the peninsula. Just about 70 degrees, so hopefully no cramping and no injury tonight.
Yeah, we're hoping these teams tonight are all set and ready to go, not looking for any big injuries or cramps or kind of issues with the weather late in the game. As lately around here, we've been dealing with humidity as a general problem. The weather report tonight is relatively positive for the Newport News area as we pull it up here. Newport News tonight, high of 74, and that's where we're at right now with a low of 66 throughout game time. Expected to be a little bit cloudy, not relatively humid at all. 60%, that's not great most places, but in Newport News, 60% humidity is a real good night. As far as the sunset, should go down at about 8:21, and it is just a beautiful night here for soccer. Let's talk about these teams, how these teams got here. Tobacco Road with their 2-3 record started their season on the 12th day of May with a win against Carolina Dynamo. Won that game 2-0, and then they had a 2-goal win over the North Carolina U23 team, 3-1. Before losing their last 3 contests, first to Charlotte, the Eagles of Charlotte winning 2-1, then losing to Myrtle Beach. The Mutiny also taking down the Pride here in Pomoco a couple of weeks ago, and then they lost to the U23 team of North Carolina after taking them down earlier in the year. That game against North Carolina U23 was just a few days ago, and they're back in action today on the 3-game losing stretch, trying to pull themselves back to 500. As for the Lionsbridge FC program, they have been relatively busy as of late. They started their first game, a 1-1 tie against Evergreen FC, then a 1-1 tie against North Carolina U23, a team that split here with Tobacco Road. Then they took care of business with Evergreen, 5-1 in their home opener. A rescheduled game brought them to a 2-0 loss against Myrtle Beach FC. They had a friendly against All Navy last week, and then here today they will play against Tobacco Road. They did lose against Carolina Dynamo as well on last Saturday, June 2nd, 2-1. So they are also trying to get out of a little bit of a losing stretch and trying to get back into winning, as they are 0-2 in their last 2 PDL games. Patrick, what's got to change for the Bridge tonight if they want to pull out 3 points?
Yeah, Rob. So tonight for Lionsbridge, everybody here wants to see Jalon Brown score. We have not seen him score yet here at Pomoco Stadium. He's been getting all the goals on the road, but he's been blanked here in Pomoco Stadium.
Relatively lethargic here at home. I actually wouldn't use the word lethargic. I would say unproductive, rather, at home. And Brown has been electric for the Bridge on the road. Looking to change that here is Jalon Brown, graduated from Christopher Newport University, I believe, in 2015. Might have been 2014, a couple of years ago, nevertheless. And he's back here playing in Newport News, just feet away from where he called his soccer home earlier in his career, playing at Pomoco as opposed to Captain's Field across the way. You can see it behind the stadium on your screen Now Brown playing here on what used to be, or I guess what is, the football stadium here at Christopher Newport University. And Brown just trying to break into these scoring numbers here at home. Hopefully, if you're a Lionsbridge fan, you can see that tonight. Brown up top going to be being joined by Travis Cooke. Cooke getting the nod today as opposed to Max Poelker. Poelker going to come off the bench today at some point, I would assume. And then behind them, the four midfielders, Ivan Militar, Fortia Munts, Simon Fitch, and Cleef Desir. Desir had a goal the other day, as did Travis Cooke. Cooke and Desir, the two scorers, the last time this team played here at Pomoco Stadium. Cleef Desir, the Haitian sensation, if you will, scored in the 7th or 8th minute against the All-Navy program, and in an extra time, Travis Cooke put one away from the feed from James Lee. So those two looking to have good games back again here on home turf. Behind them, the defense will look a little different tonight, as there is no Austin Matthews in the lineup and no Richie Duffy in the lineup tonight. As opposed, it'll be Austin Graham, Tom Devitt, Josh Spencer will move back, and Marshal MacCartney will get his first start at home. And then in goal this evening for the Bridge, it will be Joe Rice. Rice, who has yet to pick up a shutout on the season, but has still put up relatively strong numbers in the cage. As for Tobacco Road, we'll start from the goalkeeper and work our way up. They seem to be in a different formation than the Bridge, and I'll have Patrick talk about that in just a moment. A 4-3-3. It'll be Huntley Munn, Alex Comcia, Gallardo, and Batsy will join those two in the back line. The midfielders today, Pineda, Castellanos, as well as Alcaria. And then the forwards, Mustafa Wada, Joaquin, Del Rosario, and Eli Gardner rounds out the group for this Tobacco Road FC team. A team that is mostly comprised I was overheard a conversation, mostly comprised of players from that Tobacco Road area, so the Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina area. So, teams from like Duke, North Carolina, NC State. So it should be a good performance from this Tobacco Road team, and you expect to see a lot of firepower early from the men of Tobacco Road.
Yeah, Rob, I'm looking forward to this match. It's the first match we've actually had really, really nice, enjoyable weather, and it should be a great game. And both teams coming off a loss in their last PDL game. It'll be interesting to see how both teams will bounce back in this match.
Two teams begin to take the field. The promo video being played, and we're just moments away from the national anthem. So we've set things up. We've given you the starting lineups. We've talked about a little bit of keys to success. We'll get into those in a moment. I'll give mine. Patrick will give his thoughts on his. But looking forward to an exciting match. And you're absolutely right, Patrick. The weather, this is the best weather that we have had all season here at home, and it will hold up throughout the night. No rain in the forecast for once. And we've had a couple of games where we've kind of worked our way out and didn't end up with any rain at all. Tonight, we don't even have to worry about it. So my keys to success, first and foremost, it's going to be in the midfield today. The team that controls possession is going to be the team that obviously gets the more offensive opportunities. And it's not necessarily about offensive opportunities, Patrick, but rather good offensive opportunities that turn into scoring chances. And I believe today that's going to start in the midfield. For Lionsbridge specifically, I think that it's going to be important for Marshal MacCartney in his first start to play good, to play strong in the back line, in that back, I guess, center mid position today. And more importantly, get the help around him from Devitt and Graham, two guys that have been mainstays in this back line. And then for Tobacco Road, they got to get on the board early. Something that this Tobacco Road FC team may not know about Lionsbridge, as this is their first year ever, is their fan base so far so good. Tonight, I believe about 1,500 tickets were sold, which means Pomoco is going to be rocking. And the best way to take the crowd out early is to score first.
Yeah, Rob, I actually had that same exact thing for Tobacco Road. They have to get on the board early. They need to get this crowd shut down as soon as possible because, like you said, we sold a bunch of tickets. This place is going to be rocking. We're going to be having a great time up here in this booth. I'm looking forward to it. For Lionsbridge, they need to stay strong defensively. and keep this clean sheet. We had a clean sheet against the All-Navy team. It was a friendly. Doesn't really count for anything, but
you feel good. I
yeah.
mean, obviously you took that into a game on Saturday where you wish you could have had a couple of extra opportunities against Carolina Dynamo but couldn't finish it off. But the last time this team played here, they didn't allow a goal. It's been some time since somebody scored here, and it was Myrtle Beach was the last team to score. We'll take a step away and see if the Bridge can get on the board first. Kickoff is moments away after the national anthem. You're watching Lionsbridge FC Soccer on Facebook Live. And I guess some technical difficulties with the national anthem. Normally we have that for you here. Normally we have some kind of audio for you for that, but we could hear it from here, and it would have been faint if we had done our best to pick up that audio. And however, it was a beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and with that, it is time for Lionsbridge FC Tobacco Road FC Soccer here on Facebook.com/Lionsbridge FC. We thank you for tuning in. We've got a great cast of characters bringing you this one, starting with Austin Gregory and the production crew. Special shout-outs to Mike Santamoro on production, Julian Santamoro on replay, Austin and Christian Urch, the Urch brothers on cameras, as well as Patrick Garber by my side. I'm Rob Smith, and we are ready to go here in Newport News. It is 7:08, which means it's just about time to get rolling. We'll wait for the officials to get set, as we obviously still have yet to do the coin flip, it seems, and so we'll wait to see who gets the ball first. But that never really seems to matter who gets the ball first, Patrick, is something I've noticed is, at least when the other teams have done this. I haven't seen Lionsbridge do it much, but and we're gonna switch sides, it seems, but it seems like teams that get the ball first just kind of boot it into the defensive zone or the offensive zone for them and just kind of give it right up to the other team. Any reason for that?
I think one reason for that is just to like try and pin the opposing team deep in their own defensive half early, so they could press, try and win the ball back relatively quick, and then maybe possibly if they win the ball back, get a quick shot off to start off the game.
So these teams switching sides, and so I'm assuming that means Lionsbridge is going to get the ball first. They probably asked for it first, which means no, they're going to. Looks like the toss went to Tobacco Road. So Lionsbridge decided to go this way, I believe.
Yeah, Rob, I think it's just to keep the sun out of Joe Rice's eyes early in this match. By the time the second half rolls around, the sun probably would be setted or in the process of setting. There'll be more shade on this right-hand side.
And you're absolutely right.
Less sun for Joe Rice to look into.
Rice and Ryan Cretton's the goalkeepers today, and shadows are creeping out onto the field. And by the time this half gets finished, shadows will be completely engulfing Joe Rice's box, and it'll be close to sunset. But I still think Joe Rice might have to deal with some shadows and some sun at the beginning of the second half. But you're right, it won't last the entirety of the half like Ryan Cretens has to deal with it. So away we go here in Newport News. Lionsbridge FC with the ball first. And Travis Cooke now with the ball after throwing from Austin Graham, rather. Matthews not in the lineup. Hard foul there, gives the ball back to Tobacco Road. Tobacco Road in the All Blacks this evening. A little bit of white piping there, the white numbers.
Easy for us to read up here in the booth.
That's my favorite thing, when the numbers are easy to read and they are clear as day. Rocking the baby blues this evening, going left to right here in the opening half. It'll be the pride of Lionsbridge. I hesitate to say your pride of Lionsbridge, depending on who you're cheering for. But we welcome those Tobacco Road FC viewers, friends and family and fans alike. Be sure to follow or track your fan experience on social media by following Lionsbridge FC on Twitter, Instagram, and here on Facebook. You can follow Lionsbridge FC on Instagram and Twitter at Lionsbridge FC, and be sure to use the hashtag #ThisIsOurBridge. That's This Is Our OUR Bridge. When talking about all your favorite Lionsbridge memories. Right in the midfield, there's Munts and Cooke maintaining possession, key to success today, and there you go, setting up some offenses. Cleef Desir on the near side. Desir's going to give it up to Jalon Brown, and Jalon Brown tries to get a little too fancy with it, and he loses it. I'm not sure who to yet. Looks to be number 8, Javier Alcaria. Get that eventually.
It's been an intense start to this match so far, Rob. Not really too much possession on the ball. A bunch of early tackles trying to set the tone for this match. And a couple good plays of possession.
Comsia now. Booting it forward into the Bridge defensive third. Out of play was Simon Fitch when he booted that one back. And so Joaquin Del Rosario will give it up to his defenseman Huntley Munn to throw it in. Munn now. And Munn loses it. Official needs some help. The head ref gives it to the Bridge. And right back to Tobacco Road it goes. Jalon Brown now pursuing that ball before Cretens punts it forward. Both teams looking for possession. That ball forward to Cooke. Travis Cooke now has to settle, and it gets headed out of play by Gallardo. Good pressure there by, I believe that was 18 Eli Gardner. Gardner getting in there on Joe Rice. Rice had to get it away before Gardner took a stab at it. And we saw a couple of those dangerous plays when the Bridge played All Navy. Ball's going to stay in play, kept in by Joe Rice. I believe it was Kyle McGovern in net, and McGovern got tested against All Navy, ended up picking up the clean sheet, which was big for Lionsbridge, but did not carry over into Saturday's match as Lionsbridge FC lost to, I believe it was Carolina.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate loss on the road there. Couldn't find a goal. Jalon Brown did actually score in that game, but unfortunately the Bridge went down 2-1.
Josh Spencer working his way up. Now the ball with Pineda. Pineda in the midfield, passing it around, finds his teammate. Didn't see a clean number. It was Mustafa Wada. And Wada loses it to Fortia Munts. Munts now gives it up to Cooke. And now it's just kind of pinballing between the both teams. settling with it, number 17. That is 17. I don't see 7. No, Huntley Munn. There he is on the defense. Munn.
Great little bit of skill right there from number 10, Joaquin Del Rosario, to beat Josh Spencer. Josh Spencer just had to give up the foul, move on with the game.
So the head official gives it back to Lionsbridge. The AR pointed back in the Tobacco Road FC direction, and the head official said, no, I think that one went off Tobacco Road, and Josh Spencer finally getting pushed back, and I think that's something he's going to continue to test all night, as there's a foul there on number 8, Javier Alcaria, and it's something Austin Matthews does when he's in the game. He's the one who typically makes those throws. Just kind of creeps up the line as much as he can before the official tells him no more. Fortia Munts with the free kick. Shadows lurking. Ball up in the air. It's promising.
That was an absolutely great ball by Fortia Munts, and just unfortunate there. Number 22, Josh Spencer, couldn't get on the end of that cross. And you got to wonder if Tobacco Road has scouted this team, because number 8, Javier Alcaria, has been man-marking Jalon Brown so far. And he was the one who ended up giving up the foul early in the match.
I mean, you got to think that Jalon Brown, Max Poelker, those are the two names you expect. 2 and 4, those are the guys you look for. Those are the guys at the top of the stat sheet. Cooke obviously has a couple here, but Jalon Brown is the guy everyone looks for, and wouldn't be surprised if they scouted for. So that's the other big note here tonight. Max Poelker not in the starting group. He's on the bench as there goes Brown, and Brown just misplays it as he was looking to feed Travis Cooke, but Cooke just wasn't there, and the save is made by Ryan Cretens.
That was a great read there by Jalon Brown. Tried to get in behind, got to the ball first before the goalkeeper. That first touch just let him down, unfortunately. He got around the goalkeeper, but it drove himself too wide, so he wasn't able to get a clean shot on goal. That's why he ended up trying to force the pass back to Travis Cooke.
I don't know what it is with Brown, and that one I wouldn't necessarily say is all his fault. As you know, maybe a little bit of a chip shot over Cretens will give him an opportunity. Not him an opportunity, but Travis Cooke an opportunity on net. But they'll try again. There goes Lionsbridge inside the 18 and kicking it back out. Now inside to Brown, and that ball is rejected to Fitch. Fitch has to slow it down. He'll give it back to Graham. Bounces off one head and into the hands of Ryan Cretens. And things will slow down once again. You think Jalon Brown may be overthinking playing here at home? Or, I mean, obviously he's more successful, more electric on the road.
No, I think if he gets that first goal, he needs that first goal. Once he gets the first goal here at Pomoco Stadium, he'll see everybody in this crowd just jump with joy. And then I think that's just going to propel him to score more and more for the rest of the season.
Sharp tackle by, I thought that was 27. It turns out to be, yeah, it was 27, Gallardo. So trying to pick up these names here.
But once he gets that first goal, Rob, I feel like there'll be many, many more after. It's the same with Max Poelker. I mean, he did score the first game of the season here at Pomoco, but since then, he's had a couple frustrating nights, and I think that's why he's been on the bench tonight.
And the foul there called on number 18, Eli Gardner. And the perk of watching at home is it means you get to watch again, as Gardner ended up taking down, I believe that was number 5, Tom Devitt.
I'm actually shocked at that call.
I am too a little bit. I thought Devitt was the aggressor there, and I'd like to see it again if at all possible. But
yeah, Rob.
It seemed as if that very well could have gone the other way. It could have been a PK.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was going to be a pen, but fortunately for this home crowd, it was called for them, and we carry on with the game.
It looks like on the replay we just didn't have it in frame, which is a shame because from this angle, yeah, I just missed it on our angles. And it's a shame because it really could have gone either way. Nevertheless, I mean, you don't want to be calling PKs this early in the game for something, for a 50-50 call like that.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin the game really early. That's the same when a bad challenge comes in and you have to possibly throw out a red card. You don't want to see a team go down to 10 men this early, 10 minutes into the match. Just kill the match off early. That's when the game doesn't become fun anymore.
Opportunity for the bridge is stymied there. There goes Travis Cooke. Ball over to Jalon Brown. No. Now into Cooke. Cooke is inside the 18.
Bad first touch there. He let it get through his legs.
Cooke has an opportunity to win a corner at the very least, and he can't do that. Good defense there by the back line. I believe that was Munn who forced the ball out of the Bridges territory.
Great look there from Spencer on the second ball in there. Unfortunately, Jalon Brown did not read it, and the ball goes right into the arms of Ryan Cretins.
He didn't tell me what it was before the game, so, you know.
I apologize to anyone who is watching.
That's always the toughest part is really friends, family at home. We try our best, but sometimes we just get names wrong. Going down the inside, there goes Graham. I know that one. And it bounces around. Munts shoots. He's off the post. Wow, off the post. And
that was a great save. Great save by Cretins.
There goes Jalon Brown. Brown shoots and it gets blocked. There goes Simon Fitch. Fitch now gives that to Fortia Munts. Munts now with it back to Brown. Brown shoots and it'll get stopped by Cretins. And to no avail. We'll get to watch that save again, but you thought it was in the net. It got by Cretins, and
gotta say, Rob, that was
here it is one more time.
Fantastic replay.
There goes Graham, and Fortia Munts goes after it, bounces around. They wanted a handball, and it just gets tipped off the post. Great play there by the keeper, Ryan Cretins. I think he got a palm on it, and just that keeps this one 0-0.
Unfortunate bounce there for Lionsbridge. Really unfortunate they couldn't get that goal. This place would have erupted. You almost thought it was a goal. You were ready to celebrate.
I was ready to celebrate. I mean, when a ball gets past the keeper like that and you're that close, you got to think it's going to be in the back of the net. And the only thing stopping it was the right iron. And I think Cretins has to go and thank his post for that one, as it is kept him in the game for now. So far in about 15 minutes, Lionsbridge FC has had one great opportunity and then a close call for Tobacco Road as they had a chance, I guess, beginning, and then a foul was called on Eli Gardner. Gardner kind of took down Tom Devitt. That was the call at least, and here comes Tobacco Road. Gardner and Devitt are at it again. And that call may have been a little bit questionable if you're a fan of Tobacco Road. I think it could have gone 50-50. And after looking at the replay again, they were outside of the 18, it seems. And so it would have just been a free kick anyway. But still, could be an important shift in the game, as that foul was going to be on.
That was Simon Fitch. He went
Fitch, wow,
really hard into that challenge. That looks to hurt the Tobacco Road captain there, Alex Comsia. He's not happy with it. There's a 50-50 ball. You got to go for it. Simon Fitch made sure Comsia did not. Made sure that he paid for his mistake with a bad first touch. But good to see him back up and playing again.
Moving forward is Munts. Munts is going to get stopped for a moment and then pulls back forward. Looking for Brown instead, finds Cooke. Cooke gives it up to his teammate. Not sure who, that's Munts again. No, that's Militar. Militar found his way up in the forwards areas. And now that ball gets pushed forward by MacCartney, and MacCartney will have to try again. Headed by 1, then 2, and offsides is Brown, and so he just won't even make an attempt at it.
That was great build-up play, Rob. It was just poor execution. That final ball, we've been saying it all season. They have to clean up the final ball in order to get at least a good, decent chance on goal.
Pretty good crowd tonight here at Pomoco Stadium. Crowd filled in starting at about 5 o'clock when the pregame festival started. Festival highlighted by Tradition Brewing. That ball pushed forward, and I'm not sure if Joe Rice touched it. And they'll say he didn't, so a goal kick to come from Rice.
Good shot there from Pineda. Unlucky. It had Joe Rice worried, but if you put that on target, Joe Rice is a little more worried, and he's forced to make the save. And that's what you got to do. You got to trouble the keeper early in this match, or in any match. Make sure he's ready for the game and it's not sleeping. Another foul there.
Tradition Brewing Company, one of the centerpieces of those pregame festivals and a huge sponsor of Lionsbridge FC. Tradition Brewing in City Center. Be sure to ask for a Lionsbridge lager the next time you go in, or come to the game and pick one up at Pomoco Stadium. You're looking to come to a contest, you can get those tickets on lionsbridgefc.com, and you can buy them online, or you can pick them up at Whole Foods, or your name will be on will call, and you can get them at the stadium. It's $8 online, $10 at the door, and they'll be back in action here at home on Saturday evening against the Charlotte Eagles. Offsides is Desir. Ball bouncing around here. Tobacco Road picking up some possession, and they'll try to chip it forward in a nice looking pass from Mustafa Wada.
That's a name we haven't said too much tonight. Tobacco Road's highest goal scorer on the season, Mustafa Wada, with 3 goals, really hasn't had too much for us to talk about tonight.
Still early in the game, still in the 20th minute here.
If you're a Tobacco Road fan, you got to hope that he gets involved soon, along with Gardner and Del Rosario up top.
Sun continuing to set, and you see the shadows out there on the field almost entirely engulfing the 18-meter box on the north end zone, and the shadows looming large on the field, as you can see.
Great little skill right there from Wada.
Moving forward is Gardner, and Gardner has to pull up as a great save. Not necessarily save, but stop is made there by Joe Rice in the cage. Lionsbridge trying to get it back, and Tobacco Road trying to maintain some possession there in their defensive third. The game of back and forth continues. The Lions Den back and better than ever. I think they brought the Vuvuzelas tonight. You can hear the horns in the background. Out to the right side. And stumbling for a moment was Wada, and Wada goes down after a great defensive play. I believe that was by Militar. Militar's going to have to go get it back. Fortia Munts there with him in a triangle of Tobacco Road FC men. Now going forward is Travis Cooke. Cooke now has Cleef Desir. There he goes, looking for Desir. Desir tries to get his head on it, but is well short, and the opportunity is killed.
Great ball in there behind from Jalon Brown. Fantastic step over there from Travis Cooke. Just like we said earlier, it's that final pass. They need to get the final pass right. If Cleef Desir makes a darting run towards the near post, Travis Cooke could play that ball on the ground, and Lionsbridge potentially has a goal-scoring opportunity.
Now coming back the other way is Castellanos. Devitt heads it back to his keeper.
And as you see, Cleef Desir and Ivan Militar have now switched wings. We've seen this in the past with James Ellis as well. But early in this match, they switched wings.
On the bench today for Lionsbridge, they'll likely use all 6 of their subs, I would assume. Jamie Gunderson, James Ellis right there. Max Poelker forward. Hazuki Hashizume, Brennen Burton, and Gael Kisombe all on the bench today. Again goes Eli Gardner. Gardner gets physical there. Goes forward looking for Del Rosario, and it gets stopped by Spencer. And Spencer can't clear the ball. Now coming in with an opportunity is 17 Munn, and Munn shoots, and the stop is made.
Yeah, Rob, that was very poor defending there by Josh Spencer. He did well to win the ball, but I don't know what was going through his head when he was trying to clear it. He tried to like a chip pass, but it looked like he kicked the ground, and Joe Rice got his hand on it to make the save. And Tobacco Road with the corner. Is Devitt's header out from the Wada corner, and Jalon Brown wins a free kick.
Free kick comes. Joe Rice puts it up, and they'll just give it right back to his opposer.
So sorry for that one. It's just don't know what his idea was there. Whatever it was poorly executed. So here's Desir with a bunch of space.
Desir now double teamed. He'll have to pull back with the cross, and if Travis Cooke had been there, that's a goal for the Bridge.
That's another great ball in. And the Bridge, they're getting a bunch of great opportunities.
Look at this replay. Just one more
forwards,
time.
The forwards, they're not gambling. They need to gamble. if they gamble and they get to the ball, it's an easy goal.
He just has to get a toe on that.
Exactly.
Two good scoring opportunities squandered here for Lionsbridge FC. As for Tobacco Road, they've been kind of picking up possession as the game has gone on. Tobacco Road hasn't necessarily had the offensive opportunities, but I will say that it feels like they're just one good pass away from having a breakthrough chance.
Yeah, Rob, and that's the goal for both teams. Really, if Lionsbridge makes that one good pass on the counter, considering Tobacco Road has all of this possession, they make that one good pass on the counter, and they split the defenders. It could potentially be game over.
We mentioned for Tobacco Road, one of the keys to success tonight was to score first, get on the board early. No team got on the board early, as we're almost a third of the way through the contest. However, scoring first is definitely a possibility, as that ball is airmailed by Eli Gardner, and it seems like Gardner is going to be where the offense comes from tonight. If you're a fan of Tobacco Road, that's what you're looking at, number 18 on the field.
Yeah, Rob, everything seems to be going through him from the midfield, with Alcaria, Castellanos, and Pineda playing the ball through him. And then hopefully, I think what they're trying to do is get their wingers in play a little, with Garner holding up the ball, and then maybe having Wada and Del Rosario possibly like overlap and make a diagonal run in behind where they can find him.
The crowd rumbles for the goal kick, and it gets sent away off the head of Travis Cooke and picked up there by Simon Fitch. Fitch will give it to Devitt, and Devitt will boot it back to Rice, and Rice just sends it out of play, and the whole thing just kind of seems pointless. Just big sequence there of passing before Joe Rice ending up booting it out of play. Another good defensive play there by Austin Graham. And the men in blue trying to clear, can't quite do it. The ball gets headed up, and Joe Rice is going to secure it just beyond the steps of the 6.
And there you go again, Eli Garner with that ball in the box. And it seems he's the danger man. I believe Eli Garner does have one goal on the season as well as an assist, if I did my research correctly, Rob.
I sure hope you did, but we're going to go with it. I trust you.
I appreciate it.
You've given me absolutely no reason to trust you, but I trust you. This will be the reason I trust you moving forward.
Well, I hope it's right then.
Oh, yeah. We're having a good time up here. Patrick Garber, Rob Smith in the booth, as well as a wonderful group at Pomoco Stadium. Austin Gregory and the production crew. Mike Santamoro, Julian Santamoro, Austin and Christian Urch, Rusty Knob at the controls. Now moving forward is Wada. Wada shoots and just misses to the left. If that one had been on target, it would have been if that had been on target, it would have been in the back of the net. Joe Rice just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, that was interesting shot. It kind of looked like he was trying to cross the ball, in my opinion. But then again, I'm not the one playing. Wada's the one playing. And
what are you doing, you know?
Yeah. There's good opportunity there for Tobacco Road FC.
Militar goes after it, and it gets pushed forward, and 1/3 of the way through this game, what's got to change, Patrick?
I mean, nothing really has to change. We still have to look at it as it's still a 0-0 match, and both of these teams are still trying to feel each other out. It looks like a couple opportunities here and there for both teams, and really it's that for Lionsbridge, it's the finishing aspect, the final ball. They really need for it to be a little bit better. Had a couple good opportunities, but just unfortunate not to take advantage. And as you see, as the game goes along, Tobacco Road has been getting more and more involved in this match, and they've been playing better as the match has progressed.
It's your in-game report brought to you by none other than Patrick Garber, as we do every night, bring you these contests. And special shout out to our sponsors, Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Be sure to head to any participating Chick-fil-A, and I promise they all participate. Just ask for a milkshake after a contest. That ball up in the air, and it'll end up out of play. Gets hot in the middle of the summertime, go to Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Riverside Medical Group, the official medical group of Lionsbridge FC. Keep your player in the game with Riverside Medical. Nike, just do it. Need a video production done? Head to Quality Productions. They do quality work. O'Doodle Do's Donuts. Fun, funky, fresh, local. Kona Ice. They're here at every game. If you head to Whole Foods to pick up those tickets, when you get here, you can stop by Kona Ice or Prost or Sliders or any of the number of food trucks that come to these contests. And while you're here, you might as well pick up a brew from tradition. Free kick opportunity here for Militar. The wall is made up of two. Ball up, it's going to end up near the 18. And Simon Fitch ends up with it back to Fortia Munts.
That's unfortunate there.
Munts into Desir. Desir now looking for a place to cross. He'll give it back up to number 8, Militar. Now going after it, the defense. Jalon Brown just over touches it and then gets taken out on the return, but Lionsbridge will maintain the possession.
Unfortunate free kick there. If you got a free kick specialist like Militar, you expect him to give you a better ball into the box, and unfortunately he just did not beat the first defender there. And then the ball sprays around in the box, eventually comes to Jalon Brown, as it did right there, but poor first touch.
Still no corner kicks in this contest.
That's for Lionsbridge. Tobacco Road has had corner kicks.
Have they? I feel like they haven't.
I'm pretty sure they've had like 2 or 3.
I feel like if that's the case, then I absolutely missed them, because those are dangerous opportunities, corner kicks are. I feel like maybe deep throw-ins, but I feel like I've yet to see a corner kick today. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll ask at halftime. We'll start counting. We'll start making a point to count now. Let's ask at halftime, because I'm pretty sure we haven't seen a corner kick yet. Regardless, the one thing we definitely haven't seen yet, and it's not up for debate, is a goal. We've seen plenty of shots. Not a lot of shots on goal, but plenty of shots. Not a goal yet. 35 minutes into the contest. Neither team able to break through the first 30 minutes of the game.
You got to look over there on that substitutes bench for Lionsbridge. Who could possibly come up with a goal?
I can come up with several.
If these guys don't...
Looking at the bench here for Lionsbridge, James Ellis could score. Max Poelker can score. Gael Kisombe can score. I could even see Burton putting a goal in tonight.
Oh, no doubt.
Hazuki Hashizume is a great facilitator. He's been responsible for a goal once already this year, so anyone on that bench could come in and fill in for any of these guys in this game and score a goal. And in the lineup we have now, I mean, Travis Cooke, Cleef, Desir, Jalon Brown, all scorers.
Simon Fitch.
So a goal can really come from anywhere. We just haven't seen it come from anywhere just yet.
It's really unfortunate. I want to see that goal.
Now coming in, Tobacco Road in the defense. Strong there by Austin Graham is all the forward can do is chip it into the hands of Joe Rice. Other partners of Lionsbridge FC include Mosquito Joe. Got a mosquito problem. Nix the Pests with Mosquito Joe. Shot on a block shot. Now another shot, and it gets deflected and out of play. And a goal kick.
No, that's a corner.
That's a corner.
That is a corner.
Looking at the assistant referee, it looked like he pointed towards Joe Rice. But this is definitely a corner. I'm marking it down as corner kick number 1. So if they have had a corner, we'll see 2 on the score sheet after the break at most. I know Lionsbridge certainly hasn't had one. Had opportunities down there, but still no corner. Now this opportunity in the corner, not a corner kick though. There goes Wada. Wada being double teamed there by Graham and Militar. The opportunity continues to be dangerous. And it gets cleared. Shadows continuing to creep. And now the only bit of the field that's still in the sun is the cage for Ryan Cretins. Lionsbridge FC brought to you by All Pro Tactical Technology, All Pro Performance. Here comes Jalon Brown. Brown shoots. Score! Jalon Brown with the rocket at home.
I told you, Rob, as soon as he gets that first goal, this whole crowd is going to erupt. And that's exactly what he needs for his confidence. Great goal there by Jalon Brown on the volley, left-footed straight into the top 90. Nobody in the world is going to stop that. Lionsbridge up 1-0.
Just puts his hands up and celebrates. He's ready to go. What a play from Jalon Brown. The hometown man puts the Bridge on the board. It's 1-0 Pride.
And you knew he needs that. He needs that for his confidence. You could see him there getting the fans involved. He loves playing here. It's his first goal for Lionsbridge in Pomoco Stadium, and it's surely not going to be his last.
So Lionsbridge on the board here in the 38th minute. Big goal there for Jalon Brown. And Jalon Brown will try to out-hustle his man. There he goes. Going to try to chip it. It's up in the air. It's not going to fall back into the 18. Another opportunity, and now the keeper's got to retreat back.
Scary moment there for Tobacco Road and Cretins. Really unfortunate that ball didn't come down faster. Travis Cooke and Jalon Brown both there for the potential opportunity of a shot.
Now a shot on and a save by Joe Rice keeps it 1-0 for the Bridge.
And if you're Lionsbridge, you want to hope that they can keep this lead going into halftime with only 5 minutes left in the first half.
A lead going into the break would be great to see if you're a fan of the home team. Tobacco Road just hasn't had the chances so far as that ball is taken away from Jalon Brown, and now it's a opportunity squandered for the Bridge.
It just looked like miscommunication there from Munts and Cleef
Forward is
Desir.
Militar, back to Brown. Brown back to Militar, to Fortia Munts, over to Simon Fitch. Fitch is going to continue to retreat, and they'll play the possession game here for a moment. Fitch, Brown. Browntown out of bounds.
There's that poor touch. That first touch, he's got to work on it. I don't know if it's the field. It could possibly be this pitch. This pitch does not look as good as it did the very first night, if I'm going to be completely honest with you.
I just cut this Bermuda grass relatively short. There's a lot of sand underneath it, and so that's what you're seeing. There's grass there. It's just very thin, like my father's hair. So you can quite easily see what's underneath it. And Bermuda grass, typically a grass that comes in later in the season, and so as this is typically a football stadium where Christopher Newport University plays their football games in the fall, the grass is typically, coming in peak season September, around September, October time when those home games are coming around. So tune in to cnusports.com/live for Francis Tomasino and Tracy Cooper call, and you'll see a much different field in front of you, both painted and otherwise. But for now, we thank you for tuning in. My mom and the other four of you. Ball taken away by Cleef Desir. And Desir kicks it right into the ball boy. Quickly thrown in by Joaquin Del Rosario. Now shot in, taken away by Joe Rice. Now pushing forward and kicking to the outside. That's Wada. Wada now inside the 18. There with Graham. It's 5-on-1. 1-on-5 rather.
Great tackle there by Cleef Desir. Did great to do his defensive
Munn puts it up.
responsibilities.
It should be a corner kick, and it is number 2 in my count of the day.
I'm pretty sure it's number 4.
You seem to think it's 4, but
I'm pretty sure it's number 4.
we're going to check. I'll get you a slice of pizza if it's 4.
All right, fair enough. I'll be looking forward to that
I'll
pizza.
buy you a slice of pizza from Vinny's.
All right.
At halftime.
All right. Sounds good.
Joke's on you. The pizza in there is free.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm fully aware. I had a piece before the game started.
Shout out to Vinny's for feeding us. There goes Munts. Munts gives it up to a wide open Brown. Brown takes his time. He goes down, and he's going to ask for the foul, and it's going to be a penalty kick.
Poor challenge there from the Tobacco Road defender. And Jalon Brown, all he had to do was feel a little bit of contact, and he just goes down.
Alcaria now, and you'll see the foul here as he goes down, gets the ball, but takes down Brown egregiously, and here comes the opportunity.
It looks like Travis Cooke will step up to take this penalty. Interesting, not Jalon Brown stepping up.
So Travis Cooke has already scored once today, or has already scored once here at home. The crowd is roaring. And
it looks to be Ivan Militar who will be taking this penalty.
Militar wants. No, the ball is still on the dot. The dot is relatively big down there, however. Here comes Militar. Everybody on the 18. The crowd is roaring Ready is Crittens, trying to psych him out, waiting for the whistle. Here we go. 1, 2, shoot, score! Militar makes it 2.
Great penalty there from Ivan Militar. He goes to celebrate with the fans at the Tradition Brewing Company tent. And Lionsbridge goes up 2-0 right before halftime. And they'll gladly take this lead going into halftime.
So a dive right when you should have gone left for Cretins, and it's 2-0 for Lionsbridge FC. And so here in the waning moments of the half, Ivan Militar makes it 2. So in the past 8 minutes, Lionsbridge FC scores twice.
And they'll be taking a comfortable lead in the half as long as they don't give up a goal here.
You know, I don't know much. I know a little bit about soccer, but I do know in hockey, a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead.
You could say that about a lot of sports, though.
You know, you feel comfortable. You give up that 1 goal, and then quickly momentum is shift. So still, while a 2-goal lead is great, here comes corner kick number 3. Telling you it's 3.
You're missing 2.
You think it's 5. But
I'm pretty sure you're missing 2. Quick corner there from Tobacco Road,
maybe
trying
that's
to get
why
this
I missed
in.
it. And
Ooh.
Eli Gardner's not going to be happy about that one, but I think the aggressive tackle,
I'm pretty sure that was another 50-50 challenge there.
I probably would have gone with Tobacco Road on that. But then again, we don't get paid to make those calls. We get paid to talk about them.
You're joking. We don't even get paid to talk about them.
So all we do is joke up here in the press box. Here in the Prairie Press Box at Pomoco Stadium, going into halftime, just waiting for the kick from Joe Rice to make it all but final here in the first 45. Just waiting for the official's whistle at this point.
I did not catch how much stoppage time there is, though.
No board on the far side. Jalon Brown scores a rocket in the 38th minute. Ivan Militar in the 45th minute makes it a 2-0 game, and that is where we sit at halftime. Patrick, relatively slow first 30 minutes, a strong final 15 after we talked about what needs to change. Going into the half, if you're Tobacco Road,
it's just, if you're Tobacco Road, you have to get this first goal coming out the break. If you don't, and you give up another goal to Lionsbridge, it's pretty much curtains for you. You don't want to see that happen if you're a Tobacco Road supporter. But for these guys here in Pomoco Stadium, they want to see more goals. We have not seen a multiple goal game from Lionsbridge since the opening night, or opening home game of the season against Evergreen when we did score 5. So these fans are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, and I know you are too.
I'd definitely like to see some more goals. This is probably one of my favorite things to talk about up here, or rather scream about it, and I apologize for breaking those speakers at home if that's the case. But those goals are certainly fun to deliver. As for the halftime score, it's 2-0, and we talked at the top of the broadcast here, Patrick, about the play of the midfield, the importance of Tobacco Road to score first, and the defensive unit for Lionsbridge FC. It seems like, obviously, Lionsbridge FC scores first, gets the crowd into it. That's going to be huge going into the second half. But those other two keys, it seems like Lionsbridge has controlled the midfield a little bit better, at least when they've had possession of the ball, than Tobacco Road. Where does that start? And for the Tobacco Road FC, where do they, what adjustment needs to be made so that they can maintain possession a little bit longer to create those opportunities?
It's just, for Tobacco Road, since they are playing 3 in the midfield, they have to get their wingers involved more. Wada and Del Rosario have been pretty quiet throughout this whole half. Wada did have a couple chances or throughout the game. He was quiet very early on. But Joaquin Del Rosario has not had a good look on at goal yet. And I think it's just, you have to wait for that opportunity And I feel like one of these guys, if they get that opportunity, they will take it tonight.
The other thing we talked about was the importance of Marshall, MacCartney on the back line. MacCartney, Graham, Devitt, and Spencer, the back four. So no Austin Matthews tonight, no Richie Duffy in the lineup tonight. So far, the back line has seemed relatively strong. Not a lot has gotten back behind them, and Joe Rice has taken care of anything else.
Yeah, early on in the match, you could tell Marshall MacCartney was a little shaky. He had a couple bad clearances, a couple bad passes, but as the half progressed, he picked up his play, and he looks like a regular starter out there, in my opinion.
Special shout out to our sponsors going into the half, starting at the top by Chick-fil-A, the official jersey sponsor of Lionsbridge FC. Eat more chicken. Riverside Medical Group, the official medical group of Lionsbridge FC. Keep your player in the game with Riverside Medical. Nike, just do it. They're the ones who make those uniforms, the ones who make the ones that make all of your favorite Lionsbridge FC gear. Parkway Print Shop, screen print and custom goods. If you want a Lionsbridge bag, check All Pro Tactical. Tactical technology, All Pro Performance, high performance sport bags by All Pro Tactical. Mosquito Joe, got a mosquito problem? Call Mosquito Joe, he's the Mosquito Man. Tradition Brewing Company in City Center. Head to Tradition Brewing and ask for a Lionsbridge lager. Whole Foods Market, if you pick up a ticket on lionsbridgefc.com/tickets, you can pick that up at Whole Foods Market. Embrace Home Loans, looking to refinance your home or get a mortgage? Check out Embrace Home Loans. Need to cool off on a hot summer's evening? Kona Ice is going to be at every home game for the rest of the season. Stop by Kona Ice to cool off. You want something sweet instead? O'Doodle Doos Donuts is the place to go. Fresh, funky, fun, and local. Looking to let that bond with your canine be unleashed? Well, check out Off Leash Canine Training LLC. When you come to the game, pre-game community festivals are sponsored by Spacewalk. Check out the moon bounces behind the south end zone, sponsored by Spacewalk. And our starting lineup sponsors include Animal Medical Care Center, Clancy and Thays, Daily Press, Frog Skin, leap back into the game, Quality Productions, does quality work, One Life Fitness, as well as Sarah Harris Photography. Our community sponsors, Christopher Newport University, living lives of significance. The Mariners Museum and Park, as well as Baystars FC, CSL Portsmouth, Newport News, Virginia, Parks and Recreation and Tourism, Premier Sports, Smithfield FC, Suffolk FC, Tidewater Sharks, Upward Soccer, Hampton VA, VIP United FC, Legacy Soccer Club, and Yorktown FC. We thank our sponsors, and we'll take a 5-minute break going to the half. We'll be right back in 5 to set up the second half. It's 2-0 for the Bridge after the goal from Brown and Militar. Second half in 5 minutes after this. You're watching Lionsbridge FC Soccer on Facebook Live. And welcome back to, where are we? We're on Facebook. Facebook Live, even. Welcome back. I guess you never left. I guess I'm the one that left. Hey, it's me, Rob. I'm back for the second half of action. Today's community sponsors that I forgot. Pre-game team of the game, the Tidewater Sharks. And I forgot to mention Vinny's, who so kindly fed us before the game. Vinny's Pizza is excellent, and if you ask Patrick Garber, apparently they have some pretty good hot wings. Now, I don't know what kind of hot wing connoisseur Patrick is, but I will say I trusted his opinion once. And if you go there and the hot wings are trash, don't tell us, because we're sponsored by Vinny's, and I think their pizza at least is pretty good. Anyway, welcome back to action. Lionsbridge up 2-0 in this contest. You're probably thinking, what are these guys talking about? And currently I'm talking by myself while Patrick finishes his dinner up here in the press box. Again, no thanks to Vinny's, but it is a beautiful night here for soccer. We're all in good moods at Pomoco Stadium. A late arriving partial sellout here. And what more could you want if you're a fan of the home team, Patty?
Yeah, Rob, a great first half from Lionsbridge. Started off a little shaky, but well into that second half, or into the late stages of that first half, grabbing 2 goals before halftime. Not giving up a goal, which is also very good. You got to say it was a great half.
Yeah, well, absolutely was a great half of soccer for Lionsbridge FC. It wasn't a terrible half of soccer for Tobacco Road. They had good things going for them.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they played fantastically. They just couldn't. It was that, like we said, it's the final ball. And if you don't have a good final pass, all your build-up play, no matter how good it was, it all just goes to waste. And I think that's mainly been the problem for both teams tonight.
You're absolutely right. And I think the thing, obviously, I mean, the Jalon Brown goal, incredible.
Yeah, no doubt.
A rocket off the foot, upper 90, I think it was. Regardless of where it ended up, nothing that Cretins could do in net to save that one. 1-0 game, okay. Now, the rest of this game, looking at it, you know, I'm sure Eli Gardner could argue that he earned a PK earlier in the game. It was closer, kind of a 50-50 ball, and closer to the line, so it might have just been a free kick anyway. Not sure where the ball was. But if you're Eli Gardner, you're thinking, I got robbed, because, you know, they gave a PK late in the half, and Militar buries it, but Jalon Brown went down. I think that was a deserved PK. I don't know if it was a blatant call or an obvious call, but I think it was the right call.
Yeah, I do too. I think it was just a lack of concentration, unfortunately, for the outside back from Tobacco Road. And it's right before the end of the half. You gotta play smarter than that, especially going into halftime when you're already down a goal. Being down 2 goals is even worse. And
that is math. That is.
Yeah, thank you. It's just you just gotta be smarter than that, in my opinion.
So Tobacco Road looking to fix things up here in half number 2. They're down in the contest 2-0. The sun hasn't quite set, and if you're here at Pomoco Stadium, I'd recommend heading back to the top of the bleachers to take a look behind us. It is a beautiful sunset here in Newport News. So the sun hasn't quite set, but it's set enough for the shadows to have crept all the way across the pitch. And so the sun won't be bothering anybody here in the second half. Specifically Joe Rice, who played in the shadows there in the opening frame, and it clearly helped.
And now the fun part begins. We
good statistician on the sidelines, Tammy Stauffer, and normally she's pretty good about getting back to me, but I don't see anybody subbed in yet. And away we go, and Militar way off on that initial bid. He was just kind of off on the races, ready to go. I see Militar out there, so that's the same. Batsy still out there.
It looks to be everybody still the same on both sides. To what I can understand.
I don't see any new numbers. Not to say there aren't any, but we'll wait for the official word. Ball up in the air, and neither team really maintaining possession here as Tobacco Road tries to do it first. Now pulling in an opportunity for Gardner. Gardner shoots. Gardner misses.
Unlucky there from Eli Gardner. He got slipped in behind, and it looks like he thought it was going to be a corner, but apparently Joe Rice did not touch it, according to the head referee in the center.
Would have been their 5th corner of the day. I just wanted to be clear so that everyone at home knows we were both wrong. I was off by 1. I thought it was 3. Up until that point where we had said nobody has had a corner yet. Lionsbridge had none. Tobacco Road had 1. Just so we're clear, Patrick thought they had 2, so he is also incorrect.
Hey, but at least I knew they had a corner.
You know, fair. All right, well, corners at the moment, statistically, in favor of Tobacco Road. They've had 4, and they've played almost all of them short. Seems to be the game plan for them. That's for Lionsbridge. They haven't had one yet. Tom Devitt. The pace that this one is going will be done just in time for HQ. $300,000 on the line tonight, Patrick.
May have to download that app again.
I don't know why you would ever not have HQ downloaded. It's free money if you know the answers to these questions. Ball forward, and Joe Rice clears it away, but it's offsides anyway.
It just took up way too much space on my phone, Rob. I wasn't getting the questions right, so why keep playing?
Yeah. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Much as Tobacco Road has done today, they continue to try to push the ball forward. Still not as successful as they would like. And 2 blunders turns into a 2-0 game.
Ooh, foul there given away by Jalon Brown. If it wasn't called a foul, Militar could have slipped either Travis Cooke or Jalon Brown in behind. Here is Fortia Munts.
There goes Jalon Brown. Brown on the 18. Brown shoots and scores! Jalon Brown scores again!
Great ball in there by Fortia Munts on the assist. Jalon Brown, calm, cool, and collected, just slides the ball right past Ryan Creans. And he puts the bridge up. 3-0.
Make it 3, boys. Make it 3.
And Jalon Brown is on a hat trick now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if he can get a 3rd tonight.
He is looking for it now. He's got 2 on the night. And you know, now you're thinking, what if he had shot that penalty kick a little bit earlier and put that one away? Jalon Brown certainly on his way to being the man of the match for the first time here at home. And in the 48th minute, Brown scored again.
It was just like I said earlier in the match, Rob. I felt like as soon as Jalon Brown got that very first goal here at Pomoco.
Things are getting physical down there with Devitt and Huntley Man. I'll let you continue your conversation in a moment, but I believe that's number 5, Tom Devitt, getting the yellow card for Lionsbridge.
And it was just As soon as Jalon Brown picked up that first goal here at Pomoco Stadium, everything was going to change. After missing out on a goal in the previous I think it was 3 matches, and he's got 2 here tonight, and he's on a hat trick, and we hope he can bag the hat trick tonight.
Oh, well, we're on hat trick watch now for the next 40 minutes. And it seems to be when the Bridge scores, they score in bunches.
A great free kick there. Eli Gardner flicks it in behind, but unfortunately Vincent Gallardo, number 27 for Tobacco Road, cannot get to the back post.
Up and away from Joe Rice. A beautiful header there. I believe that was Cooke, and going to get it is Cleef Desir. Haitian midfielder now with it. Desir with the cross. It's going to go all the way to the other side, and getting a body on it is Militar, and Militar will have to go back. Slide tackles it back to number 22, Josh Spencer, and it gets clear for a moment. There goes Fitch, and Fitch gives it to Militar. Militar missteps before it goes out of play.
Yeah, it looked like Cleef Desir was just looking for a little bit of help, expecting some support there from Austin Graham. It didn't come, so he had to make do with what he had. Got a decent ball in behind, and Militar tried to play it back across the box, but it was cleared away. As Desir keeps this ball in, very well done here.
So Desir's going to dance on the sideline there, looking for space, cuts back in a moment, and out of play for Tobacco Road. A quick throw in, and bumping it up. Fortia Munts there, and gets some help from his man, Marshal MacCartney. Now back with it is Fernando Castellanos, and Castellanos will give it to Mustafa Wada. Wada now gets it on in, and a shot, and a save! Great save! Kick save, and a beauty from the Bridge, but the opportunity not over, and another opportunity is kicked out of play, and Joe Rice keeps a clean sheet through 53.
That was a great ball in by Mustafa Wada. The danger man so far. Eli Gardner had a great opportunity, but just could not get on the end of it. And Joe Rice comes up with a huge save for Lionsbridge, as we will see 2 subs here for Tobacco Road before this next introduction of play.
24 and 21. That's number 24 for Tobacco Road. Hassan Pinto, I believe, and Michael
Bambio?
Either Bambio or Bamco. I'm not sure, as the handwriting here on my score sheet from the coaches is atrocious, to say the least. I'm going to go with Bambio.
I think it was Bambio.
And if it's not Bambio, those of you at home who are listening, you can let us know.
Here comes the substitutions right now, I believe.
Oh, wait.
Oh, nope, we're going to be waiting. Oh, no, here we go. Number 12.
Castellanos is out for the day, and I believe it's 19. That is Delsai Batsi is out for this one as well.
So Michael Bambio checks in at right back now for Batsy, and Hassan Pinto checks in for Fernando Castellanos.
A free kick here for Lionsbridge, as Munts will begin to take it. Munts lofts that ball up, looking for it, and cleared away momentarily by Kamsa. Kamsa now gets it to his teammate, and cut up is Alcaria. Now the other direction, and a great ball looking for Wada. Wada's got a hustle, and it's not going to get there first. As now coming in is the new man to the contest. That was number 21, Bambio. And was it Bambio for Castellanos?
No, it was Pinto for Castellanos.
Castellanos is out and Pinto is in, and that would mean
Batsy is out with Michael Bambio checking in at right back.
So Bambio went for Batsy.
And it looks like Michael Bambio has brought a little bit of aggression here for Tobacco Road tonight.
It seems to be what they need.
Yeah, they need something. Couldn't get that final pass once again on that 4 or 5-on-3 counterattack. And
there goes Wada.
Here we go again.
Wada now just going to try to call his own number, and Joe Rice just going to pick that one up off the turf. Joe Rice, the head and shoulders model. At least he could be.
Great head of hair.
Absolutely. I mean, the way he just kind of buns it up. Just enough lettuce for the bowl, you know? So the keeper with the luscious salad so far with the clean sheet this evening with about half an hour to go. Bamber, thank you. It is Bamber, B-A-M-B-E-R. We appreciate that. For those of you at home listening, and
we're really sorry about that.
Yeah, it's definitely not our fault. This handwriting on our sheet is atrocious. From the opposite side, it is Bamber. We appreciate those of you tuning in who are able to fill us in on that. So, that ball up in the air from Militar. Jalon Brown's going to look for it. Continues to bounce around. Brown now with it, and Brown's going to get dragged down for a moment. Brown passes it inside, not looking for the goal, but the assist this time, and it gets cleared away.
Austin Graham wins that ball. Fortia Munts cleans it up and is out for a throw-in. Great job by Fortia Munts to stop that counter attack from Tobacco Road FC.
So Hassan Pinto got that one right, and Michael Bamber. So a dangerous opportunity for Lionsbridge is killed as Bamber throws it in, and I'm glad we got that ball back, because it foul probably should have been called. Wada went down maybe a little too easily there. Yeah, maybe a little too easily on my second look at it, but it stood its ground a little bit more. Maybe it got that call. So peak allergy season. I didn't realize that until I woke up this morning. Munts.
Ooh, that looked like it could have been.
Munts is not happy with it, whatever it was, and Wada's going to get helped up, and a little shove there, and now things are going to get a little handsy, and yeah, got to expect Comcia is going to get a card here as he gets a little handsy there with his man, and he continues to jaw off.
He's going at Simon Fitch.
And Simon Fitch is not having it.
The captain there for Tobacco Road just sticking up for his fellow player.
And there's got to be a card coming soon.
He's going to get a stern talking to here, Rob.
This is the equivalent of a strongly worded letter with lots of frowny faces and exclamation points. Doesn't really mean much at the end of the day. And Comcia, with a hot head there, pushed Simon Fitch, and Fitch shouldn't have really retaliated. I don't think that was appropriate either, but nevertheless, the free kick will come for Wada, and we'll have to keep an eye on that, Patrick, as the game progresses. Here goes the kick. Wada scoops it up. Tough play for Rice, but he's taller than everybody else, and he's going to snag it out of the atmosphere and fall gracefully to the grass.
I mean, you have to do everything gracefully when you have hair like that, Rob.
You're not wrong. Joe Rice doing his best to keep things where they are, although he does have a couple of insurance tallies on the board, no thanks to Jalon Brown and Ivan Militar tonight. Good forward pass, and there goes Wada. Wada's got the speed. He's going to have to outplay Joe Rice, and Rice makes the play, and he stays in the box, most importantly with that ball. Dangerous play by Rice, but an excellent job to keep his hand in the box, as that was close to a PK.
Yeah, no, great work by Joe Rice coming off his line. It looked like Austin Graham had it covered, but Joe Rice just wanted to make sure.
Just swallow that ball up, you know.
And it looks like James Ellis will be checking in for Lionsbridge. The next stoppage of play here.
Who do you think Ellis comes in for?
I think you got to take off Cleef Desir. I mean, he had a great game against All Navy. Just, he's been good here and there tonight in short spurts, but you want to see James Ellis. He got 2 goals against Evergreen earlier in the season. As an offsides call there.
I wouldn't be surprised if he came in for Simon Fitch, as Fitch has kind of gotten a little mouthy, but I think you might be right. It looks like Desir is already on his way off.
This is a solid game there by Cleef Desir.
Still waiting for it. Waiting for the official call, and there it is. So into the game comes James Ellis. 23 for the Pride.
Let's see if James Ellis has an impact off the bench tonight. Even though it's 3-0.
The more goals you can score, the better. Obviously, goal differential, a big deal. But the bigger deal tonight, assuming you can keep the score where it is that ball from Ellis. He's going to look for Brown. Brown's offsides at this point. There goes Munts. Munts puts it in, and
it'll be a
corner kick, the first of the day for the Bridge.
Solid build-up play there. James Ellis passes the ball off to Fortia Munts, and Munts just gets his shot blocked. First corner of the night for Lionsbridge.
The crowd will begin to rumble here. Going to take it is Militar. In the box is Cooke. Now hustling in is Brown. Going after it at 22. Spencer up and in the net. Number 7, Travis Cooke scores!
And he's just going to Millie rock on him. Great goal by Travis Cooke. I mean, what you gonna do? You gotta be a poacher in the box, and that's exactly what Travis Cooke is. Great goal. I think that's number 2 or 3 on the season now for him. And first of all, great first header from Josh Spencer. Unlucky for it not to go in the top corner. It looked like it was gonna go in the top corner. Unfortunately, bounces off the post, and Travis Cooke is just there right on the doorstep to finish it.
Oh, and he just missed it. And you know who else just missed it? Jalon Brown just missed by about a foot.
Unlucky.
His 3rd goal of the game, but thankfully it bounces. I don't know if it bounced off the post.
I think it did.
Looking at it one more time from my angle, and it did. It bounced off the top of the post, I believe, and we'll ask Jalon about it after the game. It's a 4-0 contest now.
Now if you're Jalon Brown, you want to get that goal. You're hungry. There's goals in the atmosphere.
They're everywhere. Now, what's important here, and what I think Lionsbridge might be a little worried about, is relaxing defensively. Do you think that might be an issue coming in the back half, or do you think the clean sheet is enough to motivate them?
I think Chris Wally's got these guys surrounded. They got them level-headed. And I think if they don't pick up this clean sheet now, unless it's an absolutely spectacular goal, he's going to be very frustrated with tonight. Of course you want to win.
Oh, and Tom Devitt just gets kicked in the face.
And that's a red card.
That is absolutely a red card, and that is the day for number 18, Eli Gardner, and he has had himself a night. Munts is going to go after him and just say, hey, you can't be kicking my guy in the face. He's already gotten the red, so Gardner's got to go. Fortia Munts has got to step away. And coming back into the scene now, Pinto.
It's just unfortunate, therefore.
Pinto being joined
Gardner.
by Del Rosario. And now there's more issues here with Eli Gardner. He's already been kicked out of the game. Gardner's continuing to get handsy, and now Lionsbridge, the entire team, has just got to step away, and they've got to get Gardner off the field. He's got nothing else to lose. He's already gotten the red card. And now Travis Cooke is getting involved.
Yeah, Lionsbridge is just not happy.
And he turns around again. And they just, his teammates have got to pull him out the field. All of Lionsbridge FC is kind of seen a little bit, and they're going to be down a man for the rest of the night. And Patrick, we'll get to your thoughts in just a moment. Just waiting to see, make sure he doesn't turn around as he does one more time. And he's going to walk back and give the official his thoughts, and sitting down to get seen by the trainer is Tom Devitt. And a crazy train of events there is, one, you hate to see that from Eli Gardner. Kind of a kick to the face, and he's still complaining, continually asking for more from the official. And that's just unacceptable. Not necessarily the kick, but the way he reacted to it. Obviously, you can't be kicking guys in the face, but more importantly, you can't be enticing and encouraging these physical altercations like that.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate to see tonight. Especially, I get that you're frustrated, you're down 4-0. You make a bad challenge, you get sent off. Just deal with it. There's no need to go out and try and push and fight all of the other team. Especially when you kicked him in the face.
He literally seemed like, as he was going off, Eli Gardner wanted a piece of every single guy. So Gardner gets the red. He's booted.
Austin Graham picks up a yellow for afterwards altercations.
Rightfully so, absolutely. And
yeah.
I think if they had the opportunity to look at it one more time, I think a couple of other men from Lionsbridge should have gotten yellows there. Obviously, you can't go back and look at that if you're an official. All you can do is ask for help. But looking at that one more time, he straight got rocked in the face there. And maybe Devitt leaned into it, but there was really no attempt to hit the ball. The ball was wide right, and I think the fact that some of these men of the Pride encouraged it on his way out, definitely not something you want to encourage either. I think a couple of men on Lionsbridge probably deserved yellows on their way out. Simon Fitch, Fortia, Munts, just to name a few. You got to stay cool in that situation. Obviously, you're mad your guy got kicked in the face, but he got the red. He got what he deserved. That's all that you need. You don't need to retaliate beyond that. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's really unfortunate to see Eli Gardner was, in my opinion, the best player out here for Tobacco Road tonight.
Absolutely. He had himself a great game so far.
It was just frustrating to see what happened there. And you hate to see it. And like any sport, you don't want to see fighting. I know some people do like seeing fighting, especially in hockey.
Yeah, if it's in hockey, but that's different.
This is soccer. This is the beautiful game, and you just want to have a nice night out, good hard fought match, and there's no need to try and fight everybody on the team.
Gardner's done for the night. He's got the red card, and he's got to go.
And we're still waiting here, and I think
he's got to exit the stadium.
Yeah, I think he has to leave the whole stadium in general. I think that's what the fourth official over there on the sideline is telling him. Because he had a seat on the bench, and he was just going to chill there for the night.
So they're literally sending him to the showers early, and
rightfully so.
Again, that's just something you don't want to see. I mean, fights are one thing in sports when they happen in things like hockey. And you're both guys, they look at each other, say, are we dropping the gloves? All right, let's do this. Let's sit down for 5 minutes. We'll get back, just get it out of our system and play the game. But when you have fights in sports like baseball, football, soccer, things like that's not we're going to fight and then get over it. You don't get over it in situations like this. You keep getting chippier and chippier and chippier, and that's why they don't encourage hand-to-hand contact in a game where you're only supposed to use your feet.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be really interesting to see how Tobacco Road does respond to this. Going down a man, I feel like they'll probably go more defensively just so they don't give up a couple more goals. But if you're Lionsbridge, you have to push forward here. And it looks like there'll be another substitution for Lionsbridge coming on in maybe the next stoppage of play. As that is, I think, number 3, Jamie Gunderson.
We're still waiting for Cooke to exit.
It looks like Tobacco
That's ultimately
Road.
the issue here.
As Tobacco,
he's got to exit the building before we can keep playing. And
It looks like MacCartney will have his night over. Great solid performance from him on his first start tonight as Jamie Gunderson comes into the, it looks like right back spot now.
And, you know, I think that Chris Wally may have made the sub just to come up with another excuse to use this time here, as you can't keep playing until the main gardener is out. And I mean literally out, and he just escaped the gates of the stadium, being escorted back to the locker room, I believe.
And now he will have 2 subs for Tobacco Road as well. Number 2, Mauricio Pineda went off. I can't see. It looks like number 3, Marshal Hodge, came on for him. And then Joaquin Del Rosario checks out, number 10, for, if we could get a number on his shorts, or if he turns around. I think it was there's a number 1, and the only other number 1 player on the only player on the bench with a number 1 is Tommaso de Agostino.
Shot in, bounces around, and it gets cleared. Now another opportunity. There goes Militar. Militar keeps it in play, and now a deep throw in for Lionsbridge. So if you're just joining us, thanks for tuning in, and more importantly, thanks for listening. We appreciate all of you from around the country and world tuning in.
I just got word that the Tobacco Road FC coach was also sent to the locker room during that altercation. So that's probably what took so long.
And that ball up and away and out of play. Now keeping it is the bridge. Coming around, an opportunity here for Tobacco Road, and another physical play there, that time by 20 for Tobacco Road.
I guess he snuck on because I did not see him come on.
Not sure who he went on for, but when you don't have a coach.
I think I wouldn't say 8, but 8 is back here marking Jalen Brown.
That's Dylan Chain. It's Chain, I believe.
Yes.
And if it's Chair, please correct me at home.
That was another one of those weird,
terrible handwriting.
Yeah.
I will say Chris Wally has great handwriting. Assuming he's the guy writing these lineups for Lionsbridge, shout out to him because his handwriting is immaculate. Granted, it doesn't really matter because I know the names of the guys on the home team, but out goes Travis Cooke. His night is over. In comes Mr. Poelker.
Great solid performance, 73 minutes and a goal for Travis Cooke. What more could you want? A great poacher's goal on that 4th goal there, and Max Poelker straight into the action.
Got about 15 minutes left in this game, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's over, but we'll call the last 15 minutes a general formality. Wada now hustling. Tom Devitt clears it out of play, and Wada trips him up.
That's just frustration. You can see it on everybody's face here for Tobacco Road. You can see it in their actions, and it's just really unfortunate. You don't want to see them hurt the players for Lionsbridge.
And you know, I think this is gonna sound stupid because it is. 2-0 game, great. 2-0 game is a great game because that's when both teams obviously still vying, just pulling for another goal, but things aren't ugly or out of hand. 4-0 at the point where you think, all right, we're not gonna win, let's get chippy.
Yeah.
That's when things kind of get out of hand. That's when things get ugly. don't get me wrong, I love seeing a team win 4-0, but when you're on the opposite side, there goes James Ellis looking to make it 5. Ellis gives it up. There goes Munts. Munts now treks in, and he'll look for Graham, and no, he won't. He'll pass it off and wait. Gets double teamed, and then he gives it to Graham. Graham on the inside, passes it inside. No handball called, and it was just good defense is what we'll play.
There's a handball. There'll be a free kick there for Lionsbridge. And I believe I finally found who Dylan Chain came in for. I believe it is number 17, Huntley Munn, because I do not see his number out there anymore. So that's what I'm going to go with. Dylan Chain in for number 17, Huntley Munn. As Fortia Munts will set this free kick up. Interesting to see Jalen Brown not step up behind this.
There goes Munts. Munts up in the air and just misses an upper 90. Goal number 5. Just a little short on the curve there.
This is unlucky. Great solid free kick. It's really tough to get the ball up over the wall and have it dip right before the goal in that short of a space. Nonetheless, solid effort from Fortia Munts.
So on to the field comes number 27 for Lionsbridge FC. 27, of course, being Gael Kisombe. And that can't be a good feeling, as I know behind that sign is a
cinder
block. And they're just going to leave it be, I think, are the ball boys. Nike, just do it.
So Kisombe checks in for, was that Fortia Munts? I think it was Fortia Munts.
I don't see Munts' little bullhead, bowl cut on the field. And Munts' day, I believe, appears to be over, and don't necessarily think that's the worst thing in the world, as Fortia Munts was getting a little mouthy with some of these players and getting them off the field in a game you know you're going to win, or at least you feel you're going to win.
It was a solid performance by him. Did really well. Almost had the opening goal tonight. Unfortunately, great save by Ryan Cretins. Have it come off the post. But now if you're Lionsbridge, you got to keep concentration. You have to keep concentration. You cannot be doing that. If you're going to do the spectacular like that, you got to connect with it.
Okay, it's one thing if that's in your own offensive zone and you're trying to score, but you can't be biking the ball to clear it. That's just not – that's not a thing.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a thing people do.
James Ellis got very lucky. The shot went wide.
Okay, James. Dangerous play. Almost ended up in a goal.
And I know Joe Rice would not have been happy with that if that would have flown in.
Brown is still out there and pulled down is Poelker. And Poelker's going to pick up his hands, and that's something Poelker does a whole lot of, is talk to the refs. And not to say it's not warranted, but sometimes you got to get back in the game and play.
Good challenge there by Fitch to win the ball back.
One of the most important things to know when you're playing a game like this is that you can't control what the refs do. All you can control is how you react to it. And that's really it's really good life advice. Can't control most things.
When you're out there on the pitch, though, Rob, sometimes if your frustration gets the best of you, or if the referee's just making bad call after bad call.
I get that, but you can't control him making bad calls. And if you're going to complain about it, the odds are he's going to continue making calls against you, and you're going to continue to think they're bad calls, continue to complain about them, and things just won't get any better. Now, if you disagree with the call, I get that. That's fine. You can shake your head and walk away, but you got to get right back into the field of play.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think that's one of Poelker's biggest, not, I wouldn't say it's an issue, but it's something that he could work on, as well as a bunch of other players on the pitch, not just tonight, but in general.
Poelker saw a little bit of contact. He's going to leave it for Ellis, and on sides here is Jalon Brown. Brown's got one man to beat. He does that. He shoots, and a save by Cretins.
And
Brown,
you could see he wanted that goal.
All the
fans here wanted that goal as well. They're all standing, cheering. Just unfortunate for Jalon Brown there.
You could hear it. The crowd was beginning to feel the sense that a hat trick was coming, and they'll have to wait just a little bit longer. And I think the Bridge, knowing that the game is in hand, might want to get that for him.
Yeah. Trying to hear what these guys are saying. I think they're saying we want Jalon.
I'm not sure what they're saying. I can't make it out either. They want something. The Lions Den want something. I think they might have been saying Jalon, but I'm really, honestly, truly not sure.
And at this point, why wouldn't you want Jalon? If you don't want Jalon in your team in this form that he is in right now.
He's playing well. Munts to Poelker. Poelker sees Brown. Poelker's going to hustle. Poelker puts it in, and it's to the outside. They're going to get it is Ellis, I believe. Ellis now. Ellis has got one to get around. Ellis does. He puts it in and through everybody. Poelker missed it by a heel. Great chance there for Lionsbridge to make it 5, both by Brown or Poelker.
And I don't think either one of them was expecting
ready for
that.
it. I think they might have been offsides to begin with, but Poelker tried.
Jalon Brown will be substituted. He's getting a standing ovation from these guys, rightfully so. Just unfortunate he couldn't grab that elusive third goal for that hat trick tonight.
So the night is over for Jalon Brown, but he has scored twice at home today, and that adds to his goal total for the year. I want to say he's at 5 now.
Yeah, I believe he is at 5 now, Rob.
I think he had one in their previous game earlier this week.
He's in very good form. Hopefully that carries over to Saturday.
One in their first 2 games, both on the road. These 2 his first home goals. And so Jalon Brown, 5 on the season so far. Lionsbridge FC with Travis Cooke and Ivan Militar as well, making it a 5-4 nothing game.
A little bit of showboating there. You can see the confidence oozing.
There goes Poelker. Poelker has an opportunity. He shoots and scores! Max Poelker makes it 5 for the Bridge.
Great build-up play there by Lionsbridge. You can see it. Confidence is oozing out of every single player on this pitch. Simon Fitch plays the ball into James Ellis. James Ellis just slips the ball in behind for Max Poelker. Max Poelker makes no mistake, drilling the ball bottom corner, near post. Nothing for the goalie he could do about it. And Lionsbridge is up 5-0.
So 5-0 the score. Replay a little bit overexposed there, but you got the general idea. It's 5-0 for the home team.
Simon Fitch checks out. That great start to that play, and it looks like Burton has checked in, number 11.
So there you have it. 5-0 the score. Still not over yet. But Poelker makes it 5. And the Bridge just all over it today.
Now if you're Chris Wally, you want to see this clean sheet. I was saying that earlier. You got 6 minutes plus a little bit of stoppage time. You can't give up a silly goal now. They played so well tonight.
So in the last 174-ish minutes of soccer here at Pomoco Stadium, Lionsbridge is outscoring its opponents 7-0.
It's very solid. Hopefully they can continue this continue this into Saturday's game.
They will be back in action here on Saturday. As Militar the forward now. Militar has James Ellis, and Ellis is going to be wide open. Has an opportunity, shoots, and scores! James Ellis says when it rains, it pours in Newport News.
6-0 to Lionsbridge. Great work from Ivan Militar to win the ball back in midfield. He just slips in James Ellis. James Ellis takes his time, puts it far post. Honestly, he could have played in Brennen Burton, but
absolutely could have. But
the confidence from James Ellis, you could see it. Confidence is immense right now. Great work from Lionsbridge tonight, and it's 6-0.
It is. In a matter of moments, my friends, it is 6-0. It took 38 minutes for the Bridge, and make it 8. 8-0 in the last 176 minutes of soccer now here. And they'll definitely, I think it's safe to say now, Lionsbridge is going to pick up another 3 points here in the fixture, in the standings here.
It's great work. And you know what? I did some research on this game before, and on the PDL website, they had the experts pick the games, the top games tonight, like who they thought was going to win. All 3 experts picked against Lionsbridge.
You know, it is not, and to be fair, that's not surprising. This is a first-year team, and they're playing against a team from an area that is just rich in talent, with the opportunity to pull players from, you know, top schools like Duke, North Carolina, NC State. That triangle down there in the Durham, Chapel Hill area, Raleigh area is a perfect place to pull great talent, and Lionsbridge FC has shown that the talent in Virginia is just as good, if not better. As we talked about earlier in the game, who's going to be the score today? And we said Cooke, Brown, and Militar, all able to score. Poelker off the bench, Ellis off the bench, all able to score and did today. Handball there. We'll give the ball right back, but we're about 3 minutes, maybe. I'm not sure how much stoppage time we're going to have. I mean, we did have that long stoppage with the red card and waiting for the head coach and for Gardner to leave, but the 6-0 score, how much stoppage time do you really need?
Yeah, exactly. And when you see professional games like this, the referee, when it's a score like this, the referee just usually stops the game right at 90. I don't know if that will happen tonight. We may get like 1 or 2, as Poelker's in again, but he's offsides. But we may get 1 or 2 minutes added on, but I don't expect a long stoppage time tonight. I know for these fans, they don't want the game to end. They've been enjoying this all night.
Be sure to stick around for a post-game interview. And after 6 goals, I have certainly begun to go hoarse. Which nice tune-up for tomorrow night. So I'll be on my way to Washington, D.C. for another contest. We've got just moments remaining in the game. Like I said, be sure to stick around for a post-game interview. Not sure who they're going to have for us tonight, but I'd like to talk to Jalon Brown, if at all possible, about his first goals here at Pomoco Stadium, playing right across the way from where he played soccer in college, playing back in Newport News, and what the atmosphere has been like tonight, as it has been electric on a Wednesday evening.
And you can see it tonight. He was just oozing with confidence. As soon as he got that first goal, you knew more was going to come from him. And hopefully he carries this form throughout the whole season. Definitely want to see Jalon Brown up there on the top goal scoring charts come the end of the season this year.
It also looks like Joe Rice is going to pick up his first clean sheet of the year. He did make a couple of pretty good saves tonight, highlighted by a kick save that kept it I believe it was a 2-0, may have been 3-0 at the time game, but nevertheless an important save that kept this one at a 0 score for the visiting men of Tobacco Road. And 10 seconds until the 90 on the clock. Clock hits 90, and we're waiting for stoppage. And
I
if we're
think-
going to play stoppage,
Yeah,
you
I
might
think
as well
we're just going to play.
try and score. Burton misses it. One more time, special thanks to our sponsors here. Chick-fil-A, the official uniform sponsor of Lionsbridge FC, Riverside Medical Group, keeping your team in the game. Nike, Just Do It, Mosquito Joe, Tradition Brewing Company, Whole Foods Market, All Pro Tactical, Tactical Technology, All Pro Performance, Embrace Home Loans, Kona Ice, O'Doodle Doos Donuts, fun, fresh, funky fun, and local. Off-Leash Canine Training LLC, let the bond with your canine be unleashed. Parkway Print Shop, Screen Print, and Custom Goods. Spacewalk, as well as tonight's community partners, Animal Medical Care Center, Clancy and Thays, The Daily Press, Frog Skin, Quality Productions, One Life Fitness, and Sarah Harris Photography. Our community partners, Christopher Newport University, Mariners Museum and Park, as well as Tidewater Sharks was the team of the game. Thanks to those sponsors, the whistle blows.
That was just a foul.
Lionsbridge will get the ball back, and we're just moments away. Special shout-outs to our production crew, Austin Gregory and the production crew, Mike Santamoro and company, Julian Santamoro, Austin Urch, Christian Urch, Patrick Garber by my side. It has been an absolute pleasure in this 6-0 rout. I'm Robert Smith. One more time, be sure to stick around for some post-game coverage. We'll clean it up here in the booth. I'll say goodbye to Patrick and head on down for a post-game interview, I would hope, with Jalon Brown, the man of the match this evening. Just waiting for that extra time, and still no whistle yet, and I think they're just going to play the entirety of the extra time out, but we got our sponsors in. We said thank you to those we needed to say thank you for. Also want to remind you to follow Lionsbridge FC on Twitter at Lionsbridge FC, and also on Instagram to get starting lineups before every game. You can also follow along here at Lionsbridge FC on Facebook at facebook.com/Lionsbridge FC for every home game. They'll be back in action here on Saturday night against the Eagles of Charlotte. And you can buy those tickets online. Kisombe working. That ball up. These fans want Chick-fil-A, but
Unlucky there. They'll get a corner.
and this, I would expect this to be it. But Charlotte Eagles, the defending champions, coming into town again. They came in earlier in the year. Game was rained out. They're coming back on Saturday, and you can come check that one out. The Bridge needs your support. And again, you can get those tickets on Facebook.com or LionsbridgeFC.com/tickets. So that ball taken into the box. An opportunity, shot, and it's off the side of the netting. And
Hashizume wanted that one. He did that all by himself, went on a solo run there, beat a couple players, and unfortunately just put the ball outside of the post.
at this point, we're just waiting for the whistle.
Been a solid game tonight from Lionsbridge. Started very well from both teams, but like we said at halftime, whoever scored that third goal coming into the second half.
First goal.
Yeah, my
First
bad.
goal
First
coming
goal.
out of the half. Yeah, I mean, third goal of the game, but first goal coming out of the half was huge. Make it a 2-1 game, and this is very much an interesting contest. Make it 3-0, and before you know it, it's a 6-0 contest. Joe Rice is going to fall on that ball, get scooped back over by the forward.
Nonetheless, if Lionsbridge brings this type of mentality here
Every single
on
game.
Saturday against the Charlotte Eagles, defending champs, we're going to be in for a fantastic game.
And I recommend you be here. And if you're not going to be here, or if you can't, you can always tune in back here. We'll have it for you live. So, Patrick, I'm going to give you some time to think about it. I'm not sure how much time. We're going to wait. First question after the final whistle is going to be, how does Lionsbridge get better? How do they improve from this performance? I'll give you some time to think about it as Poelker goes in. The ball gets booted out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick going to take it. How can they get better? The second question I'll have post-game for you is, how do you celebrate this without over-celebrating it and letting it get into your head going into the next contest? As the corner kick comes in, we'll have those two for you in just a moment. Give you time to mull on that, and we'll get some answers. Another corner kick here from Lionsbridge. The crowd rumbling. That ball is low. Bounces around, and another great save but from Cretins again too little, too late kind of moment as it's 6-0 the score. So the save doesn't really mean much except for the psyche of Cretans as he made some great saves late. Might take that motivation and that momentum into his next contest, but for the most part, he has just not been on it tonight. And more importantly, the Bridge offensively has been all over it this evening. Ball thrown in, and we're still playing soccer here, well past the 90th minute, and you got to think they probably added 5 minutes of extra time.
At least
7
5 minutes.
7 minutes of stoppage time,
wow.
according to my guys in the back. If I knew we had that much time, I would have taken my time with the sponsors. Special one, the one I forgot, Vinny's Pizza. Thanks for feeding me tonight.
You guys are amazing.
Oh, and Mom. Thanks for listening, Mom. Appreciate that. Dad, you too. Happy Father's Day. Make sure to, or almost Father's Day. We got a couple of weeks, but make sure to do something nice for your dad. Like shout him out on a broadcast. They appreciate that.
Like my dad and my sister watching right now. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I hope all of you at home enjoyed tuning in. It has been a whirlwind, and at this point, we're just filling time. What is there to talk about in a 6-0 game in the 90th minute? I think Tobacco Road FC needs to eat a Snickers, as they are just not them when they're hungry. No vested interest in Snickers, just so we're clear.
We're still going to keep playing.
7 minutes is a long time, apparently.
I mean, you could.
I don't think anyone cares anymore. I think we're ready to
There
go.
we
And
go.
there we go. Finally, Lionsbridge calls it a night. 6-0 our score. Let's recap one more time. First and foremost, let's hit you with question number 1. Lionsbridge FC scores 6 goals tonight. 2 from Jalon Brown. He's now got 5 on the season. Had 1 from Brown, 1 from Militar going into the half. That was a huge goal going into the half, bringing the momentum. But then the Brown goal in the second half, 48th minute, right off the bat, kind of took away any momentum for the other team. We'll get to the initial questions I gave you, but first some spot-ups. How vital was that second goal from Jalon Brown at the beginning of the second half to really close out the game?
Yeah, when you go into a half, you definitely want to come out on top. It doesn't matter if it's the first half or the second half. If you start off slow, you're going to be slow for the rest of the game. And you could see it in this match. In the second half, Tobacco Road started off slow. In the second half, that's why Jalon Brown got that goal. And it just showed throughout the entire game.
As for the rest of the scoring after the 48th minute where Jalon Brown scored his second, later Travis Cooke scored his second of the day, or scored his second here at home rather in the 62nd minute. Poelker made it 5-0, and then 2 minutes later, James Ellis made it 6, and it was just a contest today. Final thoughts here, Patrick.
So for Lionsbridge, you want to enjoy this win. It's a great win over a local rival, not local, but a rival in your division. And if you gotta enjoy this right now with the fans. You're gonna be seeing them signing autographs, having fun, taking pictures with the fans. But it carries over tomorrow in training. You have to get into it. You have to get into training hard, just like this game never even happened. So you can keep training hard throughout the rest of the week and be ready for this vital game on Saturday against the Charlotte Eagles.
Thank you, Patrick. You did a great job tonight, as always. Again, be sure to stay tuned for just a moment. We're going to take a quick break, step away, and we'll bring you Jalon Brown for a post-game interview. He scored 2 tonight. He's the man of the match. So one more time, special shout-out to all our guys at the crew. Mike Santamoro, Julian Santamoro, Austin Gregory, Christian and Austin Urch, as well as my man back home, Andrew Meso. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back in just a moment. Patrick, say goodnight.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
And we'll be right back in just a moment. You're watching Lionsbridge FC Soccer on Facebook Live.
We got 2 from Jalon tonight, but goals came from everywhere. What was the scoring from tonight?
I think what we talked last week, I said we're working hard, we're trying to do the right things at training, and ultimately I think it's shown there tonight. We kept a clean sheet, which I talked about a lot last week, and you asked about the goals, and we've got good players here. If we keep working hard, we keep creating chances, it'll come. And I think, unfortunately, for Tobacco Road, we were ruthless tonight.
Ruthless is definitely a good word to use to describe the offense. Second half, you guys scored 4 goals, most of them coming in the last 30 minutes of the game. You guys are getting goals from your starters, you're getting goals from the bench. What is it like, or how nice is it to know that you can get goals from literally anyone you put out there on that front line?
No, also it was great. At that point, they were down to 10, which made it a little easier, but the boys still had to take those chances. We scored off a set piece, which was great. Tom Morris, our assistant, he spent time scouting them. He saw something with their shape on set pieces, so we scored a set piece goal, which through Travis, which is great. So, our 3 main strikers have scored. We've had midfielders score, so that's brilliant for us.
And as you guys continue to be ruthless, as you said, continuing to score tonight, things got a little chippy. Things seemed to get a little out of hand later in the game. There was not the red card late, but there was the penalty kick that Jalon earned. But later in the game, when things got chippier, what was that about? And what do you say to your team to keep them composed with a 5-0 lead at the time?
We've got a lot to lose when we're winning 5-0 and the refs give a red card. It's a tricky one, but I think our leadership was great. Ivan stepped up tonight. He had an assist on, I think, 2 of the goals, scored a big-time penalty under pressure. And I look to people like him who are experienced to calm the troops. And I think we did a good job of that.
Great win tonight, Coach. And last question for you. You had, I think, about 1,500 people here tonight. Great crowd. What is it like to get, obviously, such great support on a Wednesday night? And what are you looking for on Saturday night against the defending national champs?
Well, first and foremost, want to win. But yeah, let's get these people out here again. Let's put a great product on like we did tonight. And if they can keep supporting us and we can keep playing the way we've been playing at home lately, I think we can be fine. I'm really, really excited about it.
Absolutely, and best of luck on Friday, Coach. Or Saturday, Coach.
Saturday, appreciate it.
All right, we'll bring Jalon Brown on next, and then we'll close things off. Jalon Brown, the man of the match tonight, and I've been waiting to have this conversation for a while with you. We'll start first and foremost with the thing I've been dying to ask you. What's it like to play right across, I guess, just feet from where you played in college?
It's pretty cool. I've never had, the whole thing with the camera and all this stuff, so it's exciting.
And now to finally get on the board and to score not 1, but 2, after you scored that second goal, were you thinking at all, man, I wish I had taken that penalty kick earlier in the game?
Oh, I want it. Always going to want to take the penalty, but it's an unspoken rule of a lot of players that if you get fouled, someone else takes the penalty. So I let him have it, no arguments.
And nice to get 2 goals tonight, obviously the man of the match, but the rest of your team rallied around that. We talked in the booth during the broadcast about how big that penalty was, earning that second goal for your team from Militar, but how much of a dagger that second goal was in the 48th minute. How did you feel your team kind of continued to kind of pick up? They scored 3 more goals after that, obviously, but how do you think that motivated the rest of your team to continue to push offensively?
Yeah, well, that's just it. It was the 3rd goal of the game. 2-0 is always really dangerous for the attacking team because there's always that hope for the other team. And we said at halftime, we score the next goal, and we'll be able to take this thing. So it happened, and there it went.
So now that you've finally broken through at home, I'll have one more question for you, and then I'll send you on your way, let you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. Now you've finally kind of broken through. You've got a big game on Saturday against the defending national champions. They're going to be coming home to play, or coming here back again. That game got canceled. Playing again on Saturday now. What are you looking for? What are you hoping for out of a crowd? You got a great crowd on a Wednesday night. What are you hoping for on a Saturday night here at Pomoco Stadium?
Yeah, well, this is one of the biggest games that we'll play in the regular season. So we're looking for the same support that we've had at game in and game out. So hope it's there.
Thanks so much, Jalon, and best of luck next week. So that's going to do it for us here at facebook.com/Lionsbridge FC. Final score here in this one, Lionsbridge scores 6. They win this one with the clean sheet from Joe Rice, 6-0 our final score. They'll be back in action on Saturday, like we mentioned here in these interviews, against the Eagles of Charlotte, the defending national champions. You can tune into that one here at facebook.com/Lionsbridge FC starting at 6:55, or if you want and you'd rather, you come to Pomoco Stadium, pick up those tickets on lionsbridgefc.com/tickets. Pick them up at Whole Foods, or you can just pick them up at Will Call. We'd love to see you at 5 o'clock. That's going to do it for us, Lionsbridge FC, and the rest of our crew, Austin Gregg and the production crew, Mike Santamoro, Austin Santamoro, no, not Austin Santamoro, Mike Santamoro, Julian Santamoro, Austin Urch, and Christian Urch. Patrick Garber by my side. I'm Robert Smith saying, if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.